Ridvan Yilmaz is set for a loan to Italy, and this could go down worse than the video about Ryan Gauld yesterday. Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Gauld, not a popular man. And just to, talk about Ryan Gauld for a wee second to start this video. Here, the rumour was there about Ryan Gauld being an alternative. You look at his numbers. I like Ryan Gauld. I think he's a decent enough player. I think he actually should have been included in a few of the last Scotland squads just due to his numbers. I mean, if you're going to include Johnny Russell, you may as include Ryan Gauld. Now here, someone commented he's a Celtic fan. So what if he's a Celtic fan? We've seen players in the past. Well, I mean, you look at Greg Taylor, I believe he's a Rangers fan. And I'm not saying Greg Taylor's the greatest left back in history because I don't really rate him. But yeah, he's went to Celtic, he's done an alright job. Here, we can't bash Greg Taylor. He's won more league titles at Celtic than we have since he's joined them. So regardless of who they support, if they come in and do a job for us, that's all that matters. Now, ideally, yeah, you want them to fucking support Rangers like a Shankland, but we're not signing Shankland. I mean, if Kylian Mbappe, right, grew up supporting Celtic, would we reject him? And that's not saying Ryan Gauld is on the level of Kylian Mbappe, because he's not, right? I don't even need to talk about that. We're wasting energy. But back to Yilmaz, right? And my problem with Yilmaz, why we loan him out? Why? The only reason Yilmaz should be leaving this football club is if it's a swap for a left back, as in Deutsch. This is a disaster for me. And yeah, there's a lot of talk about Yilmaz leaving the club, and that could finance some other deals for us. To me, that's incredibly cheap if we have to loan out a left back in order to bring in. I mean, is loaning out Yilmaz and being able to afford Michu Batshuayi, is that the best case scenario for us? Is that our best option? I'm not too sure if Yilmaz's loans are going to cover that. I mean, we loaned out Lammers, who obviously would have been on a decent amount of wages. We've loaned him out. I mean, that's a couple of days old now, and nothing's really stemmed for that. We're not being linked with anyone. Nothing's happening. It looks like Yilmaz is leaving. Doesn't he? I mean, Gigi Small looks like the only left back that we're linked with. Deutsch was a smoke dream. There was no way Rangers were paying upwards of £5 million for Josh Deutsch, not in a month of Sundays. And I wouldn't, I rate Deutsch, right? The only reason I would have wanted Deutsch would have been if it was Yilmaz and maybe $1.5 million for Deutsch. See, spending $5 million on a left back when you glaringly need a striker, it is fucking retarded. And that there's no other, yeah, you could put it in nicer terms, but what are the board doing? They're sitting with their thumbs up their arses while we are sitting here starving. We need strikers. And I think Fabio Silva adds a bit of flair, adds a bit of something that, he can do. But in terms of a goal scorer, he's not it. Batshuayi, Shankland, they are goal scorers, right? They are guys that are going to be headline makers if they come to Rangers. Now, but Lawrence Shankland, he didn't do well in the Belgium league. I don't give a fuck what he did in the Belgium league, because I know for a fact he scores in this league for a team that's way worse than us, even though they're the third best team in the country. But end of the day, we need to bring a striker. I don't want to be talking about Yilmaz going out and loan, because I wouldn't loan him out. If Yilmaz is going, sell him, get $5 million, use it for someone. But it doesn't even look like that's the case. But let's go into the article and see what we're going here from Ibrox Noise. And Ridvan Yilmaz, much reported move to Hellas Verona's is indeed very much on, and the Turk is switching to Italy on a loan deal with an option to buy in the summer. As we have been reported, the former Besiktas man has been heavily linked with a switch to Serie A, and despite his being in Spain for the winter camp, it appears the transaction in Southern Europe remains on. Respect to Italian journalist Nicola Shakira, I don't know, has announced that Yilmaz transfer is just one step away, and the Turk will join it with the Italian side inside days. So they are expecting Deutsch to go. It looks like Torino or Marseille are getting Deutsch, and we are just sitting there on the sidelines licking Wendy's. I mean, that is pretty much what we are doing. We're doing nothing, and it's fucking infuriating. We don't quite understand on this occasion why he bothered to go to Spain with the Rangers squad, given he was clearly working on this transfer. But it's safe to say reaction from fans isn't exactly positive to this one, rightfully so. If Ridvan is to move supporters, expect it a permanent and at a good price, given what he cost us. This way around, Rangers lose our best left back for a loan, and he might even end up coming back in the summer if Verona end up relegated. It doesn't make any sense. There's no mention of what it could actually cost. It says it seems extremely pointless and one of the predictable weird Rangers activities and transfer windows we've come to expect. Only earlier today, Ibrox Noise Derek was explaining how bad our scouting is. We bring in garbage all too often, while our outgoings are just as bad. We can't blame Beale for this one. We've already lost our best left back on loan. Fair play for a healthy chunk of cash, but we're instead lending our first pick player for a wee team in Italy. Woo! Wee team in Italy is exactly what's been addressed as Hellas Verona's here, and it's just a disaster. I mean, it's almost a catastrophe. Like, what are we doing, right? And I think in terms of this title fight, you look at what both boards are doing and spending money on, like being linked with. It's like it's almost like a you act first and we'll act. And no, I don't get right. I replied to a comment the other day. I think it was John Fieto, right? We were talking about the winter break and that how it's pish, and it is pish. Not denying it's pish, right? But to see if we capitalised on the winter break, which obviously it lasts for 19 days, but we've got a friendly tomorrow against Hertha Berlin, then Copenhagen, right? So let's just say half of January is a break, but that gives the board to make transfers. Why do we not act in the first 15 months? Or the 15 days, sorry. Why do we just sit there and not do anything? Now, if we sign Batshuayi or Shankland, right, and I really hope we do, but it's almost like, see if you sign them on deadline day. Why didn't you just sign them a couple of weeks ago and get them better into the squad, get them in these 2 friendly matches, get them up to speed in a Rangers shirt, ready for the competitive games? Nothing this club does at the minute behind the scenes seems to make any sense in terms of transfers. Now, there is a few good things, but increasing the capacity at Ibrox, that's a good thing. More disabled access seats as well, that's good things. I think most of the stuff they're doing with Edmondson House is good things as well. But when you look at transfers, it's like, what are we doing? Like, I actually don't understand what we're doing with transfers. It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Oh, we're linked with Shankland and Batshuayi, even though we're not really linked with Shankland. I mean, at least Batshuayi we kind of were, but then Rangers rejected it. They've not rejected Shankland. That's the only thing. If they've rejected Batshuayi, then why didn't they reject Shankland? That's a positive. But then you look at this, it's like, what, we're losing at our best left back. And I think Yilmaz is our best left back, but the problem is, talked about it a million times, injury prone, fitness. When he gets injured, he comes back, can't go straight back in because of fitness, and then Barisic keeps that spot, blah, yada, yada. Barisic is away in the summer. It's like, as much as we want to bury Barisic, right? Rightfully so, I think he has a bit of a shite bag. Great cross of the ball, and he's been a mainstay of this team for 6 years. Yeah, you can say, loser mentality, yada, yada, yada. I mean, if we honestly go into next, say we don't sign a left back and we send Yilmaz out on loan, we could be going into next summer with no left backs. No Yilmaz or no Barisic. And, considering that is pretty good depth as of right now, even though, I think we need to improve absolutely. It's a disaster waiting to happen. And I just look at this window and it's each passing day goes on. I'm like, are Rangers just going to sit here and do nothing? It looks that way, troops. And that is where we're going to leave this video. A long video talking about Ridvan Yilmaz. But this would be fucking ridiculous to loan him out. And if they do it, well, there'll be another video coming. But until next time, peace.